Thank you. So, good evening, all friends. And today I am before you with a very interesting subject, a very deep subject, actually. I don't know why I chose it, but in those who have attended my last session regarding rejuvenation and healing by pyramids, in that session I had referred to the fact that the Egyptians believed in afterlife. So actually, even I was wondering what is the difference between rebirth. We call rebirth, and they are referring to as afterlife. So I got interested in that, and I chose this topic. So hope I'll be able to. I am making it as simple as possible. And for reference for rebirth, I have taken a book, Psychic Being, which is a collection of whatever lectures or thinkings are there of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. It's a very deep subject. So now we'll see this rebirth and afterlife. Both are related subjects. We are dealing with the life after life. Life is ending on this planet, Earth. Okay. Even as a child, I used to think that death is the end of life, because we were not spiritually enlightened, or we were not given the information that there is a life after death also. But later, through when I heard about these some of our Hindu, tenets and all that, there I came across a rebirth, punarjanam, call it punarjanam. So reincarnation. So that time only I understood that after death also there is life. But this concept is common to all humanity, actually. In all the different continents of the world, in every country, they believe in the life after death. So, what is death? Why do you think that we feel unhappy, we feel sad that somebody has died? That is because we are not enlightened. Okay, once you are enlightened, you will not feel unhappy, because we know why a person dies and why the soul is taking another birth. When you go deep into the subject, we understand that this is a cycle. This is a cycle for the evolution of the soul to get liberated. Okay, that is a basic thing. So, what is soul? We call it Atman. Atma is a spirit. So, this is common to all religions. See, Egyptians believed in afterlife, and many more religions, like other than Hinduism also, Buddhism, Jainism, then Judaism, and Greeks and many other people believed in rebirth, and they believed in rebirth and reincarnation. So finally, what you understand is what dies is not the soul. Soul is the essence of life. The essence of life never dies, it is eternal. Whereas the physical body has to undergo the so-called phenomenon called death. And what is death? How can you explain what is death? What is death? Death means the essential functions, the vital functions of the body stop. Like your heart pumping is stopped, your breathing is stopped. So when these vital functions are stopped, naturally, the body cannot, other organs also cannot function. So the body is still, it is no more alive. So physical body is mortal. It has to die one day or other. You can say that it is like how we are changing our clothes. Like that's only a cover for the spirit. It is not the real individual. What you see as me, I am not that. I am the spirit. But we don't have the capacity to see the soul. You can only feel it. See, at the time of death, what happens is the soul is eternal. The soul never dies. See, what is soul? It is an energy, na? There is a supreme energy which you call Paramatma or universal consciousness. So, Jivatma is the Atman which is within you. That is only a fragment of the big universal consciousness. Okay, very minute fragment only enters each physical body. So, when the physical body dies, the Atman has to fly out, no? It has to come out of the body. And where does it go? And we never thought of it. Only very, very, like spiritualistic people who were in much advanced, like our great, great teachers like Adi Shankaracharya and many other people, no, like they had the vision that there is a life beyond that, and where this Atman goes, and why there is a rebirth, why there is an afterlife, why there is a rebirth. What is reincarnation? What is reincarnation? We believe in rebirth. See, similarly, Egyptians, even though believed in afterlife, they believed in rebirth also. This afterlife for them is only an interlife, like, a transit accommodation. You can call it a transit accommodation. Okay. So when the body dies, the soul is leaving the body. It has to stay somewhere. It has to stay somewhere till it comes back to the planet, or if it has matured sufficiently, it has gained all the required experiences on this planet, and completed all its karmas, then it gets liberation. And then it has the choice to merge with God, or it becomes equivalent to God. Okay. And what is enlightenment? Enlightenment is the stage where an individual realizes in his spiritual journey that, he has learned all the lessons, he has gained all the experiences on this planet Earth, and he has reached a point where he doesn't have to learn anymore. Everything is complete. See, what is the learning he is taking? What is the soul? Why is the soul coming here, taking rebirth? That's a big question. So you understood afterlife. Afterlife is a place, according to the Egyptian mythology, it is neither heaven nor hell. It is a place where the soul leaves the body. After leaving the dead body, it reaches a particular place where it is a resting place for the soul before it goes for the judgment, right? There is going to be a judgment for the soul. And they believed that, unlike us, for us, soul is a single piece only, isn't it? Or single unit. It is a single unit. But whereas for the Egyptians, they divided it into three parts. One is Ka. This Ka will remain in the tomb. What Egyptians do is they don't bury permanently, and they don't burn the body also. They preserve the body. Why? Because they believe that they mummify it. They mummify it and keep it in the tomb. And when they keep it in the tomb, they will provide, once again, they will provide food for the soul and attire, clothes, and what all things he used to do while he was alive on this earth. Everything is provided in the tomb because they believe that this Ka, which is the one part of the soul, it remains in the tomb, protecting the body, and it needs food and everything. It has the capacity to fly out of the tomb, fly out of the pyramid, and come back. And another part is called Ba, B-A, Ba. That is K-A, Ka. This is Ba. So this Ba is the personality of the individual. Okay. And the third one is the main thing. That is the main soul, the spirit, Akh, A-K-H, Akh. That is the spirit. So their soul has three components, whereas our soul is a single unit. Okay. And they say that this Akh is going to the afterlife. Okay. Rest there. And that Akh is subject to judgment. Because Osiris is the god. Actually, he was a pharaoh. Pharaoh is the king. So the king, he did some mistake, something punishment was there. So he was sent to the netherworld. I don't want to go into it because we have something else to talk. So went to the netherworld, and afterwards he was made the god who will judge all these souls which are coming to the afterlife after the physical body dies. Clear? Hope it is clear. Yeah. So how does Osiris judge who should go to hell or who should go to heaven? They have a very, like a mythological story or whatever you can say. It is called the Valley of Reeds. Valley of Reeds is similar to heaven. Okay. When in the afterlife, Osiris will do, what he will do is, he will have a giant, what do you call, scale, balance, to weigh the heart, weigh the soul. Okay. So they didn't believe in pap or punya. They didn't believe in that. But of course, it was related to pap and punya because they believed in positives and negatives. According to them, in the Valley of Reeds, there are no negatives. There are absolutely no negatives. It is a positive world full of joy and all happiness and everything good. That is, you can compare it to heaven. Compare that to heaven. So, Osiris, what he does is, the Egyptians believe that where does the soul reside in the physical body? They say soul resides in the heart of the human being. So after his death, the heart is going to, I don't know how it is going, the story or whatever belief is like that, the heart will go there to the afterlife. This heart is weighed in the scale, giant scale. On one side, the heart is placed, on the other side, an ostrich feather is placed, which is very light. Okay. And when they weigh it, if the feather is heavier, that means the heart is lighter. That means the heart is not having any negatives. It is devoid of papas. We can call it. They call it negatives. This soul is not having any negatives. So he will be sent to the Valley of Reeds, which is heaven. And supposing when they place the heart on the scale, and the heart, the balance, the scale on which the heart is placed is going down. That means heart is heavy and the feather is light. So this is a soul which has many negatives. So they will be sent into the jaws of a crocodile. And it is like, Naraka, like hell, where it is full of all difficulties and struggles and all that. But all these souls have an option to come back, take a reincarnation on this planet. Why should they come? That's a question. This is common. See, rebirth and afterlife are very much interrelated because it is referring to the life after death. Okay. Only thing is the belief system is slightly different. Finally, the concept is same. So these souls, why they want to come back? The soul has to go through evolution. Why evolution? That is, the Egyptians believe that in their afterlife, they don't have negatives. In the Valley of Reeds, there is no negatives. These people are sent to another place where the crocodiles are there. No? From there, the souls will come. They decide to take a reincarnation on the earth. For what? Because they want to experience some other things in their life. See, we have already seen the evolution of life on this planet. That is, you come as a crystal, mineral, then you become a small plant, then a big tree, and like a small animal, big animal, all this. Then you come to. So similarly, soul has an evolution. Similarly, soul has an evolution. So it chooses, it chooses to experience something. And for that reason, it will take rebirth. So why Egyptians are keeping the mummy? That's a question. No? That is because they, according to their belief, when the soul is reincarnating, it has to identify itself with the body. I was this person. So it should see the body. So it should be preserved intact. It should have all the qualities, whatever he was using, everything should be kept there. So that the soul remembers, yeah, this is my identity. It's an ID card for coming back. Taking another birth in the form of reincarnation to the earth, it needs the ID card. That is the two. That is the mummy. So it is preserved. So then what happens is, this is their belief. So this is, they also believe in rebirth. They also believe that soul has to evolve, and they want it to experience everything. So if I have to put it very simply, what is experiencing life? What is experiencing life? What is experiencing life means, in this world, you have different emotions, isn't it? And different types of people. There is a robber, isn't it? There is a murderer. There is a very pious man. And somebody is very sad. Somebody is having poverty. These are all experiences. Okay. A poor man is experiencing poverty. A rich man like Ambani is experiencing prosperity. A man who is successful is enjoying freedom. He is enjoying his success, his victory. So this, am I clear? I am trying to say what is experience. So in this life, we are experiencing something, isn't it? So with that, this experience will be added to your soul's book. Soul has a book of lessons which it has to learn by birth after birth. It will learn one after the other all the experiences until it reaches a point where there is nothing more to learn. Nothing more to learn. That is the point of liberation for the soul. What is liberation? What is liberation? Liberation means, see, there is, now I will sing a small Bhajagovindam few lines, okay? In Adi Shankaracharya, I am comparing both rebirth and afterlife, okay, so that it becomes more understandable, okay. So, Adi Shankaracharya in his Bhajagovindam, in verse 22, he has sung this. I am just singing that. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare. I forgot that. Okay, like that it comes. That means punarapi jananam means being born again and again. And punarapi maranam means dying again and again. Punarapi jatare, that means again and again you are in somebody's womb, a mother's womb, a different mother's womb, a different mother's womb, not the same. So this cycle is called the samsara. Samsara dukh bolte hain na, like means what you call the sadness of repeating this cycle. So you are coming, being born, then dying, again reborn, again dying. This is a cycle. This is the cycle of life. This will repeat. Why? For the soul to evolve. Okay. So when does it stop? When you attain liberation from this. So you have liberation means getting out of this cycle of births and deaths. Right? You are getting out of the cycle of births and deaths. And when you are getting out of the cycle of births and deaths, you get enlightenment, actually. What is enlightenment? Why should you get out of the cycle of births and deaths? Because you need not go through any more experience. Whatever you had to learn through your experiences, through your many, many rebirths, many, many births and rebirths. So now you have got 100%. You have gone through all the tests from first standard or LKG to the maximum you have reached. There is nothing more, no other qualification that you have to attain. So when you reach that stage, you get the enlightenment. What do you realize? You realize that there is no difference between me and God. God is pure, perfect. So the soul is completely experiencing, it will know what the life of a thief will be, what a life of a murderer will be, what a life of a coolie will be, what will be the life of a teacher, what will be a life of a beggar, what will be a prosperous man. All this they have to experience. Now, actually, I was feeling so happy when I read this psychic being. Psychic being is a word used by Aurobindo for soul. Okay. What he says is, so this is enlightenment. Okay. So you realize that the soul within us is the Jivatma and the universal consciousness is the Paramatma. When you realize that my Jivatma is same as Paramatma, only it is quantity-wise less, but the quality is the same. That is the enlightenment. When you attain that enlightenment, you become Buddha. You reach the stage of Buddha. Okay, so that's it. Now we'll come to rebirth. Like afterlife, I think I have made it sort of clear. Now, rebirth means that also I have told that you reincarnate. So reincarnation means what? Rebirth means you are coming back to the earth to experience a new type of experience, which you have not taken in the previous births. You want to learn little more. I want to do post-graduation. I want to do some research, PhD. And like that, you want to, the soul is always wanting to experience and learn and evolve. This is common to all souls. Okay, every soul, whether irrespective of the religion or anything, there is no religion for spirituality, for that matter. Spirit is an energy. Just as the electricity is flowing through a fridge, then it is functioning as a fridge. When it is flowing through the bulb, it is a bulb. When it is flowing through this computer, it is functioning as a computer. Similarly, in every birth, we take a different physical form. It may be male, female, anything. But the energy is the soul. So the energy is immortal and eternal. So reincarnation means you are taking a different physical form. Because in the previous birth, in this birth, I am Chitra Syamsundar. I have certain features or I have certain, emotions, certain characteristics. So I am identified as Chitra Syamsundar. In my next birth, if at all I come back, if I choose to come back, I may not be identified as Chitra Syamsundar. Whereas Egyptians want that identification. Okay? They want the mummy to say that, yes, you are coming back. But in our faith, in our belief system, we don't need the idea at all. On the other hand, in Hinduism, when we talk of rebirth, like, am I going overshooting? Am I overshooting?
No, no, madam,
Or
you can.
yeah, yeah. Okay, then what happens is, in reincarnation, you are taking a different physical form and experiencing things. But in our belief system, what we believe is that when you take rebirth, our memory is completely removed. Our memory of the past life is completely removed from the soul. Okay. It is kept in the higher self. If I go to that, it will be more difficult because the higher self is something else. From that one fragment is coming as soul inside our body. And remember, soul is a word or an entity or whatever is a concept which is pertaining to only this planet Earth. That is, planet Earth is in 3D consciousness. Okay. Three-dimensional. When you cross the 3 dimension, you come to afterlife, heaven, hell, and other things. Okay. In those places, you don't have the concept of soul. Soul is existing only here, but it is going to afterlife, coming back. And finally, when it is merging with the Paramatma, then it like in the higher consciousness. So only people and those, and here I would like to say briefly, like it is very interesting. That's why I want to tell you, because when I read, where I found that, this Aurobindo was telling, when the body dies, the physical body dies, isn't it? But the mental body and the vital body remains for about 3 weeks minimum, or 3 months. Okay, depending on their attachment to this world, attachment to this worldly things, it will remain. And only the psychic being goes to the psychic world, which is the soul. Okay, physical body is burnt or buried. Okay, in our religion, where we believe in rebirth, so here the body is burned or destroyed, but the mental sheath and the vital sheath remains for a short period, at least 3 months. Therefore, it takes time for dissolving. Okay, and he says that it is for the vital sheath which is remaining even after the body, the individual has died, that we are doing the Shraddha. We are doing the Shraddha not for the psyche, not for the psychic being, not for the soul. It is for the vital sheath. That is according to Aurobindo. I am not sure. Everybody will have different, perception of that. But his perception is that the Shraddha is performed for the vital sheath and not the soul, which is already gone to the psychic world for assimilating the experience. What he says, after acquiring all these experiences, the soul will go to the psychic world. There it will assimilate. It will think about what all experiences I learned, recalling all that. And before that, at the time of how is rebirth decided? Who is deciding rebirth? God is not deciding. Universe is not deciding. We are deciding. The individual souls are deciding, because it depends on what experience it wants to take in the next birth, if at all, and when it wants to come back. That also it will decide. Okay. And then before that, what happens when the body dies? At the moment of death, the soul will think of something. It had so many experiences. It will think of what I have not done in this birth, what I have missed, which experience I could not complete. Okay, unfinished business. That will also be there. In this birth, you have not completed something, so it has to be carried over to the next birth. Plus, it will think that I will like to experience some other thing. Like I would like to be an Ambani. If I was a poor man and he had suffered without money during this life, he will think, no, no, next time I will be a king or a ruler if I want power. Otherwise, I'll become prime minister. I'll become Ambani. So whatever is coming to his mind at the moment of death, that is the first step deciding how and when and in what personality he'll be taking the rebirth, right? His reincarnation is decided at the time of the seed is sown there. That you have already sown the seed for your rebirth. After that, the soul goes and resides in the psychic world for some time. There, it will recall what all experiences I learned during my life on earth. Now it will decide, after assimilating, it will express, yeah, now I would like to learn this type of experience. I would like to be a farmer. What is the farmer doing on earth? What are the difficulties he is facing? What all good things are happening? What is the service he is doing to the mankind? All these experience it wants to undergo. So it has made a blueprint of his next rebirth. Okay, it has decided this is what I want to do. Then even the major personality features, no, not the physical features, the personality is also decided. I will go as what, and it will choose the womb also. I will be born to these people. Okay, that also is chosen by this soul. And then Osho says it is then that the rebirth happens. And like this cycle of birth and rebirth repeats. And you have to, the soul is tired. It is, what is the object, final motive or the goal of the soul? It is liberation and joining with the universal soul. It is coming for that only. But for that, if you have not undergone these things, if you have not experienced and you have not removed all your negatives from your soul, you cannot merge with God. Jivatma cannot merge with Paramatma. Merge or come near. You can say you can come near. You may not be able to merge with God. At least you will come parallel to God. Means you will have the same qualities of God. So for this reason, these souls will take rebirths. Now you think, this is a rhythm of life, no? Birth and death is the rhythm of life. So the soul, when should it take rebirth? See, today somebody died. The soul has to decide, now when should I take the next birth? Do you want to rest for some time? Or you want to, immediately take birth? Because you are very anxious to undergo the experience. You want to finish all the experiences and get the liberation faster. Then in that case, you will not rest. The soul will not rest. It will take some time, and then when it gets the turn, it will take a rebirth. Otherwise, they can choose to remain there for some time, rest there. Okay. Unlike us, they will think, Egyptians think that in the afterlife, they will talk to the other people. Okay. They will decide, they will have discussions and all that. We don't have that. Here, what we believe in rebirth, souls do not interact with the other souls. Okay. Once you die and go to that, whatever interlife is there, in our faith or in our belief system, we don't interact with the other souls. Each soul is studying its own experience. Each one is in a watertight compartment, whereas Egyptians are discussing. Those souls are discussing. Okay, that's it. So now this soul also will decide, should I come after 1 year? Should I come after 3 years? That can be decided. So according to their wish, permission is given to be reborn. Okay. At the same time, those souls like Shankaracharya or, Ram, Krishna, all these things, like these people, spiritual leaders and avatars of God, these people, when they die, they can choose to be permanently there. They need not come back. They need not take rebirth at all. They are as good as God. They are called ascended masters. They are the ascended masters. They have learned everything. They are remaining to teach others. Mahavatar Baba, they say that he is remaining here as Chiranjeevi. It was not his option because people wanted him to be there, to guide them, to help them, to do service to them. So it is believed that he is still there. But it seems, I read somewhere that at one time he wanted to leave. He said, I have completed thousand years on this earth in the Himalayas. Now I think I can go back. His sister came and said, no, please remain. So when he said, okay, I'll remain here forever. I will remain here forever to help the humanity. So that is there, options are given to them because they are as good as God. We don't call them God, but they have experienced everything. Flawless soul, like. So such souls, they can desire to come or take rebirth after 1,000 years or 2,000 years. They need not come. Frequent intervals of rebirths, they are out of this cycle. They are out of this cycle. They are liberated permanently. Only if they choose to come at some point where Earth is having some problem and their presence is required to help the planet, that time they may choose to come. Or see, in mythology, they say that, God will choose some people and send them here as avatars, and they have the qualities of Shiva or Vishnu or anything. They become the avatar because they have the qualities of them and they liberate the people. Like we are waiting for Kalki to liberate us from the Kali Yuga, to transform. So this is in short in a nutshell, I think I have made it. It is a very long subject, deep subject, and I took a lot, so many readings I had to give to understand what is psychic being. Because in the book, he never says what is psychic being. Okay, and because he knows it, na, so he will refer to as psychic being. Then I went through every page. Then one page I saw that psychic being is the soul. So this is the book. Can you see this? Can you see this book?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this is the psychic being, which gave me the knowledge about the soul, how it takes birth, rebirth, reincarnation, liberation, mukti, enlightenment. Everything is here. And I purchased it long, long back. I didn't give a single reading, but Mahavatar Baba TV has compelled me to read it. I am very, very thankful. I am very, very thankful to Mahavatar Foundation for, and I think maybe God has, led me to this platform so that I will also undergo this very pious experience. My soul will also get elevated, and you all will get elevated. And thank you for giving me a very patient hearing. Initially, there was a technical problem. I had to come in the second half. Please excuse me for that. Thank you so much. Pray to God that I pray to universe also. Thank you all very much.
Yeah. Thank you, madam, for sharing your experience. The
If
mystery
anybody
behind
has
the,
questions, they can ask me. If I'm able to answer, I'll give.
yeah. So thank you, madam, for the mystery behind the universe cycles, Punarapi Jaranam, Punarapi Maranam.
Don't
So
you
the
feel
real
it is very
purpose of,
interesting?
yes,
It is very
yeah,
interesting, mystical.
yeah, the spirit journey should be beyond the life
Yes,
for reminding us
life
the
after
science.
life.
Yes, life. And the science behind pyramid mummifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mummy waiting for the rebirth of its soul
Yes,
to give
yes,
the identity, like it's like
yes,
a story. And I feel, if we think in this manner, we will not cry if somebody is dying.
yes,
Because he says now vital sheath is dissolving little late. Because why, what is vital sheath? Your attachments to this worldly life, your attachments to your relatives, your daughter, your son, your wife, your, uncle, everybody. So your friends and your properties, everything is mine. You have the attachment. No, this is mine. This is mine. Nothing is mine.
yes,
If that realization comes, no,
yes,
we will not cry. And
yes,
you should also think that, when the death happens, the soul is elevating.
yeah,
The soul is elevating, it is progressing in its spiritual life.
yes.
So it is going towards liberation and enlightenment. So I think saying is easy. I am most emotional person. When my mother died, I cried like anything. So it's there, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's how we should evolve
Yeah,
to
we
get
should
into the
we
place.
should change our perception. It is difficult, but not impossible also. But we should always try.
So during this process, you can attend a stage called Aham Brahmasmi. You can
Of
see
course,
body
yes,
development.
that is it.
While
Exactly, that
Aham,
is Jivatma and Paramatma is coming together. I mean, on the same level as Ambramasmi.
yes,
You are same as God.
yes.
That is enlightenment. Like so. That's it.
So, somebody has a question, madam.
Yeah.
If somebody commits suicide, so they will go to Naraka or heaven.
Ha. Actually, you are not supposed to commit suicide. That's a very, very wrong thing because the spirit is neither here or there. So, actually, we should educate our population, our children, not to end the life which has been gifted by God. You are disrespecting God. See, the experiences why does he commit suicide? Because he has some depression, he is disheartened, or some failures, or he could not get any love. Okay. But this experience, who has chosen? This life has been chosen by who? I have been telling you that we have chosen. This soul wanted to experience. this kind of life. I want to be born to these parents in these circumstances where they don't have any money or they are not respected in the public by the people, and they are in a corner and nobody is recognizing. They are not getting good, lifestyle. This you wanted to experience because in this life you experience this. Tomorrow I may experience this in the next birth. If I have not completed it, every soul has to experience this. That is evolution. So you should, whenever something, another thing here I would like to say, see, good things are there, but bad things, na, it is like yin and yang, na? One is dark, one is light. So this earth is complete only if it is half dark, half light. You are seeing sun and moon, day and night. So that is balancing the energy. Balancing, same balancing the soul should also have. So if you are living in a very happy surrounding, are you learning anything? You are having all comforts. See, if you compare Ambani's family, the children there, and a child of a beggar on the road, sitting under the bridge in Bombay or anywhere for that matter, having not even a breadcrumbs to eat during the day, can you compare these people? You will find that in the society also, those who are suffering, they learn so much. They learn so much through their experience. When they don't have food, they try to work. They try to find out a source for earning money. So they will do some job and they'll get the money, they'll bring it to the family, they'll make some, mother will cook the food, they will distribute and equally they'll share and they will progress. Okay, they want to come up in life. So they will try to educate them. Some free education is there, they will put them in the school. So they are gaining experience. They understand what is poverty, what is hunger, what is pain, okay, what is being disrespected. These are all emotions you have to experience and understand. It is for learning this lesson that the soul is coming to this planet through rebirth and reincarnation. But whereas if it is Ambani's family, which is having everything intact, nothing is lacking, there is nothing lacking in their life, do you think that they will learn anything? Where is the scope for learning? See, when there is a want, I am lacking in something. See, I am not able, I wanted to become a doctor, but my parents could not afford it. Okay. In that case, what is your need? You should create, if you are not able to complete your education in that, you will see that my children will do it. I will provide for them. For that, you will work. You understand what is the experience of a person who is not educated. Person who is not educated is not able to communicate properly. He is not able to, come out of his situation that easily. He is not able to, explore life. So these things will be possible when you are undergoing all these troubles in life. One more thing, God always gives hurdles and, difficult situations to face to pure souls. That is an additional point I'm saying. If the soul is almost complete in, in its experiences and has learned its lessons, in that case, some shadow characters will be there. Shadow sides of the soul will be there. What are shadow sides? Negative sides. That is, if you are jealous, if you have ego, if if you are successful, you will feel that, yeah, I am, I can succeed anywhere. I am very capable. That is ego, isn't it? Competency is not ego. Understanding that you are capable of doing is not ego. But thinking that I am above everybody, I can do everything, that is ego, which is not permitted in spirituality. What is after all liberation and enlightenment? It is spirituality. Your spirit is coming on par with God. Jivatma and Paramatma. If you have to progress in spirituality, first step is that remove your ego, remove your fear, remove your, lack of confidence, remove your, what are things you can say, dependency. You are depending on others. You should become, complete in yourself. So God will give tests every time by giving you a bad experience. When you are doing everything, you always find that if a person is going through real trauma in life, most probably it's either it is a karma repaying, either he is repaying the karma in this birth, otherwise he is a pure soul. Pure soul is tested like gold. He will be put in fire. Gold you put in fire, like beat it and do everything to make it. Then only you get the 24 carat gold. No? So to make the soul pure, so that he can attain moksha, God will give these experiences. While going through these experiences which you have chosen, why should you commit suicide? It is a suicidal tendency is a momentary feeling. It is a momentary feeling. If somebody at that point is coming to his help, if he is opens up, this is my difficulty which is forcing me to commit the suicide. He will definitely not commit suicide because who wants to die? You have the fear of death. Every human being has a fear of death. Though we say we should not be afraid, when the moment comes, you are afraid. Maybe when you cross it, you are happy. But that moment, that junction, which is called death, is full of fear. So, suicide, but you should not, you should educate people saying that, you should complete the life term that is allowed to you according to your wish, your soul's wish to experience this on this earth. You cannot cut it short. That means you have cancelled the contract without God's permission. You came with a contract, no? I am going here, I live here for so long, I will be born to these people, I will experience this, and I will evolve. See, whatever experiences, good or bad, good things will be added to a book. That is what you are doing in the interlife. And like that, you're adding, and when it becomes 100%, you're liberated. This is to be speaking very, very in a very, very simple term. Like, this is how
Yeah.
I understood. Like, there may be people who understand more than me, but in my small effort, I could understand this much. So, what they say, what I hear is that those who die by suicide, they cannot get liberation. On the other hand, they cannot even that place where they have to wait for rebirth. So they are hanging around in this material world itself as spirits. Why should you suffer? That is very, very painful term. Very painful term. So this should be brought to the notice of all these people, or should be educated in schools also. When you talk about spirituality, you will say that don't commit suicide. Committing suicide is wrong, big wrong. That's
Yes,
my
it is a
answer.
sin in all. Yes, it is a sin
It
considered
is
in
a
all the
sin.
religions. Yes,
It is a sin to your soul. You are doing the sin to your soul because you are not allowing it to evolve. It wanted to evolve. It came for experiencing. But actually, when he gave the experience, you don't want to undergo that.
yes.
You are stubborn.
Also, you may feel it silly. If the time passes, you can see it silly because
It is silly.
for
So
that reason,
why?
I want to take suicide. We may feel it silly. Yes, if the time
No, no,
passes.
no. Nobody should do.
Yes,
You should not end your life on
yes,
your own. You have no permission for that.